Hello, welcome to ISO Board. So I'm preparing my kimchi today. As promised, I've salted my cabbage, which I'll explain what I did and how I did it. Currently I am just sterilising some jars and I've just steamed some glutinous rice. So yeah, let's make kimchi because I'm so bored. Okay, so this is my kimchi cabbage. It's just one bok cabbage, and I'm just going to rinse this off now. So it's been just soaking in a salt to get that moisture out, and I just got to give it a good rinse and try and get all that salt off. So they tell me that to make really good kimchi, you can tell it's ready with the salt by grabbing it and it snaps but bends fairly easily. So that's what I've researched. The ingredients that we're going to use, and again, it's what I could get my hands on. I was really hoping I could get hold of some Korean pepper, and they also use a brine small shrimp, but unfortunately I couldn't get that, so I've had to improvise. So I've made my own chili powder, and I'm also going to substitute the shrimp, small shrimp brine, which is Korean, which we can't get hold of, for some Thai roasted shrimp paste, which is basically the same. It's just purely shrimp and cornstarch and salt. So I would imagine it would be very similar. So I'm going to try that. Thank you, General, for bumping the camera. So for the paste, I'm going to be using the Thermomix just to mix it up a bit. So it's not traditionally done in the thermo, of course. So I've got some daikon radish that I've just chopped up. I'm going to throw some coriander sprigs, and I will then throw some shrimp paste in, some fish sauce, garlic and ginger. And traditionally, I have seen a couple of different recipes. One says that you use a cup and a half of cooked rice, others are using a glutinous corn flour. So I thought, well, you know, let's compromise. So I've actually steamed some glutinous rice and I'll be using that for the paste. So let's go ahead and make the paste and see how we go. Into the thermi, I'm going to start with the shrimp paste. Because I'm not really sure with quantities, I don't want it overly salty, so I'll just start with half, and I can always add plenty later. I've got my garlic, which is about 5 cloves of garlic, about the same of ginger. I'm going to throw in my coriander, which is not in the recipe, but I just love coriander and I find it gives a nice flavour. I'm going to put the daikon radish and the cup and a half of glutinous rice, and then about 200 grams of cold water. So I've tried to base this on traditional kimchi, and I'll give that a whiz, and we'll try and make a nice paste. Okay, that looks pretty good actually. Nice sort of consistency. So that's the start of the kimchi seasoning. So I'm going to put the basis of the paste in there. And get that all in. Now the next thing I'm going to do is add the chili powder, and it would have been really lovely to try and get the proper Korean, but unfortunately I was unable to. So we now need about 2 tablespoons of the fish sauce. We're going to put in some julienne deacon radish. Put that in there. And 2 spring onions that I've diced up. And we're just going to try and mix that around until we get a nice bright consistency. I may need to put a little bit more chili in as we go, and I guess too for flavour wise, because I've not done this before, I'm just going to have to see how we go as far as the saltiness goes. So I might just put a little bit more excuse me, chili in this, and a little bit more fish sauce. So I guess the good thing about kimchi is that apart from it being extremely tasty, it's also got probiotics in it because of the natural fermentation. So let's have a look at that. Probably the colour, because I'm using my own chili, wouldn't be as bright as the Korean, but hey, just got to deal with what we've got now. Flavour wise, I'm thinking that is excuse my fingers. I'm thinking that's pretty good. Maybe a little bit more chili perhaps, but the flavour itself is pretty good, so I'm just going to maybe just add a little bit more chili, and then I am going to start to jar them up. Okay, so I just added a little bit more chili. I've seen this done too with, you could put grated carrot in it, or carrot julienne. Apparently you can do that just to give it a bit of sweetness. Some people would put a little bit of sugar in it. I've noticed with recipes, I thought I would stick to a traditional version, or as traditional as I could get. So I'm just going to start to jar this up. Okay, so I have just gotten all the air bubbles out. I've just loosely put these tops on. As the fermentation happens, the gas will expel, hence why you've got to get rid of all the little air bubbles. The probiotics in the natural fermentation process are really healthy. So there you have it, Billy's first attempt at kimchi, Sunny Nowra style with improvisation, and this is an ISO board episode 1. Thanks for watching. It does look good.